Hey, hi, welcome back. In this session, we're going to see how you can going to create the virtual tape library that you can use in your Convert lab. So for that, I am on the media agent. I will log in into the media agent. So okay, I have listed all the steps here. Let me just close everything that is there. Okay, on the left hand side, you can see that there is then the steps maintained here. Like you can see the list of steps here for creating the virtual tape library. So it is a process to emulate the traditional tape library. So for that, what we have to do is that we have to log in into the media agent. So find out the IP address, this IP address. So when you can connect it outside that particular console so that the navigation will be easy. So that's IP address 201 I'm connecting with. Okay, now we are connected to it. So what we can do, we can copy this file inside the virtual machine. That will be easy, right? So copy that steps inside the media agent. Yeah, we are in the media agent now. So these are the steps. So what you do, you're logging into the media agent. Yeah, we are inside the machine and it's asking to access the base directory. So just do one thing, open the Commvault process manager, start Commvault process manager, identify the location where the install path is created. So copy that path. So now you navigate to that. Okay, so we are there and so can close this. And what is the next step? So run the virtual tape tool, right? Then we have to run the virtual tape tool. Yeah, so you have to search in the base virtual tape tool. So if you come down, you'll find the tool. So you have to run it, right? You can run as administrator. What's the next step? So then you'll find the libraries and right click and add new library. You'll be presented with a choice of media agents. So the next step is you have to right click on the libraries, right? Add new library. Okay, now it listed all the available media agents. So I want to use 201, that is where we are now. So click on OK, right? And it's presented with a choice of media agent to associate the library with. So only select the media agent by moving it to the right side. Okay, selected MS column, click OK to continue. So we selected it and click OK. So next step, in the library properties window, you can leave the default values and click on the drive identifiers. That's the third step. So you can keep it default, like the drive count 4 and slot count 50 and IE count 10. So we can leave it default and drive identifiers. Next step, what we are in the fourth step. Right click the empty white space and select the add drive letter and drive for all the drives. So, so what it you read this one. So we have to right click in the empty white space and select to add the identifier and drive for all the drives, right? So let me just do one thing. Okay, so what it's trying to say here, you have to right click on the empty white space and select to add the drive identifier and drive for all the drives, right? So you have to do this one, add drive identifier and drive for all the drives. And what's the next step? Choose the virtual drive as the drive type. When prompted, select the media agent. So in my case, the media agent is different. And again, as associate media agent. Finally, click OK to accept. So the fifth step is choose a virtual drive as a drive type. And when prompted, select the media agent. So go for that. And now again, select the media agent. Right click on OK. Okay. So click OK at the library property window to create a virtual tape library. So what we have to do here, you try to do the same for, okay, it's already done. So you don't have to do it again. Click on OK. Now click OK. So now you can see that the virtual library is created. In the drives, you can see that the four drives are listed. Next. So now the library has been created. We need to add some virtual tapes as well, right? So we have a library here and virtual library and virtual drives, four drives ready. So what's the next step? We have to add the virtual tapes here. So right click the Commvault virtual library entry and select the element status. So we have to go to the library and click on the element status. So what's the next step? The element status window allows you to manage the tapes. So from here, you can add the virtual tapes to the library. So you can drag those tapes in the import or export slot or directly into the library slot itself. So what it's trying to say, so we have these drives here and IE ports. So this is a shelf here. So let's read that step again. Okay, it allows you to manage the tapes. So this is okay. From here, you can add the virtual tapes to the library. You can drag those tapes in the, you have to drag the tapes in the IE slot, right? Or directly into the library slot itself. So here, you can find the IE slot tapes here. So try to drag one and see. So this is the drives and these are all the slots available and these are the IE slots, right? And in the shelf, you don't have anything. So click on, so let's go to that again here. So you can drag those tapes into the IE slot or directly into the library. Okay. So now, so the ninth step is click on the add tapes to the shelf bottom shelf. Okay. You have to click on this add tapes to the shelf from bottom right corner. So this is the one. Next step. Enter a three-letter barcode prefix of the choice, for example, SCT, and change the start from the value 1 and the number of tapes, right? Change the start from value to 1 and the number of tapes. So, take for example, uh, so this is what it says. Number of tapes I want 10. Let's go with the 10. And we can name it as an SCT, all caps. Okay, so next step. Make sure the write to the hard drive option is selected and click OK to create the tapes. Yes, it's selected. Click OK. You can see that now we have a tapes ready on the shelf. Next step. You can now add the tapes in the library by selecting them and dragging them to the slot location. Okay, so we can drag this to the slot location. So slot is this one, this location. So try one. Yeah, it is working. Let's see if I can do for all. Yes, they are working. So let me, can I move this a little bit up? For some reason these went down. they are now in the sequence. So in these two, I'll try to drag up. Yes, all looks good now. What's the next step? And click on enable the auto refresh checkbox and click close. Auto refresh and click close. So okay, this is auto refresh in every 60 seconds and then click close. What's the next step? Switch back to the command center and use and follow the instructions to add the tape library, right? So yeah, that's it. We have created a virtual tape library. The next step is we have to configure this. Okay, so the next step, let's go to that agent again. Okay, for some reason mouse is not working here. Okay, now it started working. So we are in the step number 14. We have to switch back to the command center and then configure the tape library. We have to add the tape library. So for that, let me minimize this and then go to that workstation and RDP into that. I think for now we can close the RDP for the media agent. Just close that and we need to RDP to the console machine. So my console IP is 200. Connect. So we connected now. So in the command center, so we will both the consoles, command center and console. Let me open both. In the meantime, what we can do, we can copy the file, so the procedure file onto inside the media agent, sorry, the console machine desktop. Yeah. So to close that server manager and command center is getting started. The main, okay, let's work on the command center first. So now what I do, you have to configure the storage and the tape storage. So it's taking some time. Click on add, and over here you have to select the Windows Media Agent and scan for hardware. You can see that it has detected the library connected to it. Right, you need to select that and also the drives and save. So we have one library and the four drives connected to this media agent. So that's it. So you can see that the library is now ready. If you click inside that, you have the overview. The drive is connected. If you click on that drive, it will give the properties of the drive. Again, if you go back, it can enable or you can keep in maintenance or enable disable. And if you see that library and this overview and the drives information, and if you see that media details, so you have how many media, 10 media we configured and how many of them are spare, cleaning, aged, assigned media, all that stuff you can see here. So what is the next step? So let's open that notepad file. So we are on, yeah, we completed step 14 and we have seen the step 15 also. In the next step, it's asking to access the properties and select the property, the storage, and change the name of the library to paper. So it's asking to change the library name. So let me go to that and log in into the COMSEL console. So can close this, and yeah, go to that library section. So you should be seeing that tape library. So what actually it's asking just to rename that library. That's it. So nothing specific here. So we have to right click. Uh, it's asking to access the properties of the newly created tape library by right clicking and selecting the properties in the storage resources area. Go to the properties section. So here in the general tab, change the name library to tape library 1. You can keep the same name, but but just for your understanding, it's a tape library. We are renaming it. That's it. So we have changed that name. Then create a folder called tape library under E drive on the media agent. So my media agent name is different here. So go to that folder and in the E drive, I have this data directory and everything. That's okay. You can create one more folder and give it the name tape library. And yeah, so what's the next step? You have to give that name, create a folder called tape library before we can use the tape library. Okay, we need to change the path where the data for the virtual tapes is written using the library. So it's asking to add some additional setting. For that we have to right click the media agent and then we have to add this additional setting. For that we have to go to that media agent section, the storage resources, click on the plus symbol, media agent. So this is the media agent, properties, go for adding one additional setting. So here you have an additional setting here. Okay, so we try to, there is an add option. So what is that setting name? That setting name is this one. Try to look up for that setting or you can search here too. Okay, for some reason it's not available in the lookup, no problem. So in the category, select the media agent. Yeah, that's the media agent. And the string and then give the value as this one. The type is string and value is this. So just confirm if I give the same name or else you can copy and paste it over there. That will be much better so that to avoid any typos. So click OK, comment, so ETL and then OK. So now, okay, so we have done this part and saved it. So the next step, we have to create one, the plan and use that library. So let me go for the command center, protect and file server. And what I'm trying to do, I want to use right now. So you're seeing the file server is not right here. What is the meaning? The reason is that I have kept those clients in the offline. Go to that VMware workstation, click on the Windows client and power it on. Okay, now you can see that the Windows client has started. Let's go back to the command center and just refresh it once. So to see that it's showing green. Yeah, it turns green now. Go inside that Windows client and scroll down the sub client. So yeah, I think before you even assign the plan to the sub client, you need to have a plan, right? So for that, just minimize this product and go to the manage, create one plan and create a plan, server backup plan, and use some name like WFS and like tape plan, tape, WFS tape, copy, click on next, add copy, and let it be primary. Here I need to select the library that I created just now, the tape library, right? So this is the one that I created. Click on, for some reason, it might take some time to click the new name, but that's fine. On 1 week retention and save it for the next. And if you want, you can add then fill back up here, but that's fine for the next. And this can be ignored. Click on submit. So once we have the plan ready, the next step is we have to assign this plan to the subclient and then test one backup, and then we can test one to restore also. So we have a plan ready. So let's go to that protect section, scroll up, go to the protect, file server, so Windows client, and go down, there is something called test subclient. Try to change the plan. So in general, in your real-time environment, you won't be changing it. You'll be getting a separate subclient, or and then you'll be assigning that. Okay, but for the lab environment, I'm using the existing subclient and changing the plan here. So use the tape one, WFH tape copy, one save. Into that, once it completes, then we trigger the backup. So now we can see here, mm, yeah, the plan is now WFS tape copy, Windows file system WFS. So run one attack backup, full backup, and click OK. So that's going to start one job. Go to the job details. So yeah, now you can see here in the attempt scan completed. So it's going to start the backup phase now. So the backup phase have started here. Okay, so it failed for some reason. Let's see what is the reason here. Mm, okay, you can see the logs here, like what is the reason why that has got failed. Okay, so it says that operating system could not find the path specified, right? So we let me go back to that. Okay, so the problem here is I created the path mistakenly in the right. So that was my bad. I created in the com search, I created in the media agent. So go inside that and control alt delete YF spreadsheet. Okay, enter the password. I have to create inside the media agent, not in the console. So yeah, I have an E drive here. Let me create one with the folder tape library. Okay, now we are good. So come back to the your console and try to rerun the job again. Or we go to the job section. So you can just do that. It's better you rerun it. If you go to the protect section, file server, Windows client, and the test client. You run the backup, full backup. Click OK. Go to the job details. Okay, it shows it's in pending. What we can do, we can just resume that job. While the backup is started. So hopefully it should run. So this is the previous failure. So okay, now we're good. 85%. So we can assume should complete successfully. So there is one more page, archive index. Let's wait for that to complete. The mistake I did is like I created it on the COM server, right? But it should be created on the media agent with the E drive and the tape library. The reason is that the tape library is connected to the media agent. We have to create a folder in that location, the media agent server, not on the COM server. So, yep, you see that it's on 98%. We are good. Yeah, so we got the job completed. So let's trigger a restore and see if everything was fine. So go to that again, protect, file server, Windows client, and we scroll down and test. So that's a subclient, and there is a recovery point with the today's state. So what I'll do, I'll try to, you know, go to that client machine and then delete that file over there so that I'll show you the restore went successfully. Trying to reproduce one like data loss scenario in the client. So for that, I'll go to that D drive, delete this file. So we're going to restore this file, okay? Go back to that command center, select that recovery point to the state, recover. So this is going to recover the data that we backed up on the tape library. Select that, restore. I mean, you want to see that further down, what is there in the C drive? Yeah, this is the customer data. Restore and restore to the original location. And you can select this or you can ignore, that should be fine. If there is a file, if you want to overwrite, you have to select this, okay? So I don't want any notification. Click on submit. View the jobs. Okay, so the restore started. So in few seconds, you should be able to see the file getting restored on the client. So go into the small file. So it should not take more than a minute. Let's see. So we're doing everything on the emulator, right? It's not a like physical tape library that we connected. Everything is like emulated software. So even though it is emulator, like the things will remain same, right? So we have a tape library, and drives and tapes. Everything will be same. So now we see that the job got completed. Let's quickly go to that client machine. Boom, we have an file here restore. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching.